Guys, I messed up. Like, really, really messed up. The Salt Flats of Bolivia are over 16,000 feet above sea level and below freezing. And I decided to wear leggings and Vans sneakers. Yeah, not the best decision.
My feet are freezing. I got them very, very wet, and now they're covered in salt.
Right there is where I totally messed up.
And water and cold.
Being at that kind of altitude really messes with your body. It weakens your immune system, it makes it really hard to breathe, and it slows down all your regulatory functions. So you really need to take care of yourself when you're at that kind of altitude, and I definitely did not.
Right now. You're so cold. How are you too? I don't have any anymore. They're gone.
Don't be like me. Wear the appropriate attire. Wear the right kind of shoes, especially if you're going to go out into the water like I did in these clips, because I got soaked in below freezing temperatures. And as a result, I got really, really, really sick. Like the sickest I've ever been in my entire life. So it turns out that I actually developed pneumonia, and not like walking pneumonia, like real you could die pneumonia, which is so scary. I was dipping in and out of consciousness. I was struggling to breathe. I had a crazy high fever, and it was so miserable that I couldn't even sleep. So ultimately, I needed to go home. So if you're gonna go to Bolivia, please take the time to research all the type of attire you need and make sure you take care of yourself, because I did not, and it became a very serious and very scary situation very quickly. Having to do anything while you're sick, especially this sick, is really, really rough. And flying while sick is literally the last thing you want to do, but I had to power through it to get home to get some serious medical attention. So what do you do when you're sick as hell, but you need to travel? Here's how I managed to survive a long distance flight with pneumonia. First things first is to get medical attention as needed. Before I left Bolivia, I went to a clinic just to get some medical attention because I actually had such a high fever that they weren't going to let me fly home. At the clinic, I ended up getting a steroid injection that brought my fever down, and the clinic also gave me a decongestant and an antibiotic. Travel light. Pack as little as possible because you don't want to be bogged down carrying big heavy bags when you're not feeling well. For me, that means checking my carry-on. And I know that sounds silly because it's not a big bag, but that's the difference of wheeling around another 15 to 20 pounds of weight, which made life so much better. I just had my one little backpack and I was just toting around the airport with like my blanket and my mask, and that's all I really needed. Pack as little as possible. You don't need as much as you think you do. And packing light ensures that you'll have a much more comfortable, relaxing flight and hopefully get to your destination feeling a little bit better. Wear a mask because depending on what kind of illness you have, your body is more susceptible and your immune system is weakened. So it's better to protect yourself from getting more sick. And on top of that, you don't want to be coughing and sneezing all over other people on the plane. That's just not cool. So wear a mask to protect yourself and protect others. I still wore a mask because I was coughing all the time and I didn't want people sitting next to me to think that I was gross or gonna be like getting them sick. It's a courtesy at that point, but it really did make me feel better and it felt like I was breathing cleaner air because of it. And when your immune system is compromised, it's absolutely vital that you take every precaution to protect yourself. Tissues, tissues, tissues. Pack a ton of tissues. I'm not kidding. Pack more than you think you're going to need because you are going to need a lot. Got to keep your sinuses clear. So when you're flying, pressure up in the air is way different. And if your sinuses are blocked, it can be very, very painful. So you want to be consistently blowing your nose and clearing your sinuses to make sure, one, you're getting all that crap out, and two, you're protecting your sinuses and your head from all that added pressure. And it just honestly feels so much better. And when you're really sick and your nose is running, you want to have tissues at all times. Make sure to pack all your necessities in an easy to access little pouch. And I love my little pouch, and I put my decongestant in there. I put my hand sanitizer in there. I put my headphones in there. Just anything you're going to need while you're on the plane, have in one easy to grab and go spot so that you don't have to be digging through your bag or getting up out of your seat all throughout the flight just to get what you need. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I cannot stress this enough. Planes recycle their air, and because of that, it is very dehydrating to fly. It can be so taxing on your body. You need to stay extremely hydrated while flying, or you're just gonna be miserable. So bring water, bring a reusable bottle, ask the flight attendants to bring you water as often as you want. Just drink as much water as you physically can. It's good to be hydrated even when you're not sick, but when you are sick, your body really needs that energy and really needs that hydration to function properly and to take care of yourself. So it's absolutely must to stay hydrated on these flights because they dry you out. And if you're dehydrated, you're gonna feel so much worse. Hand sanitizer. I already mentioned that I put my hand sanitizer in my little pouch, but I want to mention it again. This is kind of similar in the realm to the mask, but you want to make sure that you are keeping yourself as unsusceptible as possible. You just don't want to contract any other bacteria, any other germs that you don't already need to. Your immune system is weak. You want to just take care of yourself. If you're already not feeling well, and even when you're feeling great, this is an absolutely great way to protect yourself. Keep those hands clean. Pack anything that is going to keep you comfortable. Pack a beanie, pack a blanket, pack a neck pillow. I bring all three so that I am nice and warm and comfortable, and I bundle up on the plane and just pass out. Because it is so important to be comfortable, especially on a long flight when you're not feeling well. Sleep as much as you can. And I know it can be really hard to sleep on planes. It's not comfortable, they're loud. So what I do is I use a white noise app called Rain, and I am so obsessed with this app. I just put on my headphones, put on Rain, and pick a different sound to listen to. I love the thunderstorm sounds. Those are the ones that as soon as I put them in, I just pass right out. So I'll link the app below. It's a free app and I'm just obsessed with it. Don't be afraid to sit down if you're really not feeling well. I was waiting in line to check into my flight in Bolivia, and I had to sit down. I was falling over already. I was so exhausted. I was feeling so miserable. I just plopped on the ground. And I actually did it again when I was waiting for my luggage once I landed in San Diego. I just plopped down on the floor. I didn't care what anybody thought. I just needed to sit. So when you're sick, take care of yourself. If you need to sit down, take a break. It's okay. People are already staring because of the mask and the blankets anyway, so who really cares? It is so important to remember to take care of yourself. Even when you're traveling full-time like I do, you gotta remember to take care of your body. And that includes making sure to pack accordingly, dressing appropriately, not putting yourself in dangerous situations, and knowing when it is time to get medical attention. So I'm alive. I made it home in one piece, but boy, oh boy, was that freaking scary. I have never been so sick in my entire life. I landed back in the US. I immediately got the attention I needed, and then I slept for a week. I hadn't really regained full consciousness in over 6 days, so that was a little rough. But I am in one piece. I'm here. Hello. I'm alive. And I made it. Don't be like me. Take care of yourself. If you're going to go to Bolivia or any place with extreme weather conditions, dress accordingly, pack the appropriate attire, and don't get soaking wet at 16,000 feet in below freezing temperatures. So that's it, guys. That's my advice on what you got to do if you absolutely have to travel while you're sick. I really hope this video helped somebody out there because I know I could have used this information when I first started traveling. Flying while sick is absolutely miserable. And if I can just make it a little bit better, then my job here is done. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Honestly, don't. I should be the last.